Konbanwa, minasan. Now, this week I wanted to commemorate the passing of a legend of manga, Kentaro Miura, by drawing a little fan art I've gotten started, actually. And I'll try to keep this video short, but I felt that it was the thing to do on this channel. There's really so much that could be said. I mean, for one thing, I think it's safe to say that even without being finished, Berserk remains as a landmark of manga, and certainly of comics in general. As difficult a time as this is, I can't say that I didn't expect it to happen. I mean, with the publishing schedule as it was, I think many people knew that it would eventually come to this. Given that he had a heart condition that none of us knew about, it's surprising how long he persevered. And of course, so many people wish that even if the manga hadn't been finished, that the man who wrote it would still be with us now. There were all kinds of rumors about Miura-sensei. Some people thought he'd started a family. Other people thought he'd completely given up and that he played games, video games. And of course, there was that conspiracy theory that he'd been replaced. Well, there wasn't any truth to that. It does seem that his assistants had so much to learn from him, and maybe, his masterpiece Berserk will get a kind of ending drawn by his assistants, who are in effect also his students. Personally, I like to think that Miura-sensei had gotten over the impulse of writing Berserk. I mean, whatever personal experiences led him to start writing, I like to think that they no longer affected him. Which means that I like to think that he found peace. Which is why he stopped writing. And it's a comforting thought, even though he did die of painful physical illness. Just tragic, really. I mean, as fans, it's difficult to accept, but when we keep in mind his message of continuing to struggle for our lives in a harsh world, I think we can also take comfort in that he probably wasn't in mental agony, even though he was probably quite lonely. But again, there's relatively little that we know. Many mangaka, much like Miura, don't really appear very often in the public eye, and of course, we don't exactly know how he was living. We didn't really know about his passing. In fact, other artists in Japan didn't know about his passing until a fortnight after he passed. It goes without saying that what I managed to draw is far from perfect. It's not even very good. But I still felt that in my humble capacity for this week, I try to remember Miura-sensei in my own little way. And what I managed to draw isn't close to being perfect. It's not even very good. Doesn't really resemble him as such, but I felt that I should remember him in my own humble little way. Which is why I wanted to do this week. Well, I'll be back next week with a different kind of video, and thank you for watching, and keep struggling.